Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, Sarah, Celiac Sarah, to some. Uh, what do you want me to call you today, Sarah? Are we friends?
We can be friends. Please don't call me celiac, Sarah.
That's all right. I found a lever. This is good.
So weird.
If
Oh
I,
man.
if I need to get my way,
hmm
just break out the celiac. We're good.
No, no, no.
I
No.
mean, you deny it, of course you would, but this is good. I have a tool now. So, Sarah, we've got a crazy show for everyone today.
I know.
What are we talking about today?
There's absolutely no news at all that's happened. Nothing.
Hmm.
Other than the state of the galaxy.
Oh yeah,
uh,
what we have. That sounds like some good Sarah sarcasm right there. That's good.
yeah, yeah. So there's that. Grand Arena is getting rescheduled because it was canceled abruptly in the
It
middle of the
was
season.
it was less grand than
It
we would have
was
preferred.
it was less grand. There was no prevailing.
It was like a mediocre arena. No one
Yeah.
wants to play that game mode.
No. And then yeah, we got viewer questions. We're right in the middle. It's perfectly timed. It's Cam Day.
Cam, that's right.
Cam Day. I've been busy.
Do you
So
ever do you ever feel tempted to call to say you're gonna do some camage or something?
never once. Never.
That's too bad. I feel like then I wouldn't feel so dumb right now.
It's just usually a lot of swearing at Django. So yeah.
Well, let's see if we can curtail that. We're on YouTube now. It's a respectable
Right.
establishment.
Right. So there will be no swearing during the cam runs.
Yeah.
And then we've got a pack review and there's a roster roast.
Woo.
So it's
That
back.
and that'll be on your channel. So guys,
hmm
if go so this is the first half. It's on my channel, obviously. The second half is just going to be on Sarah's channel. Go hit that sub button once you get there and watch her stuff and give all of us thumbs up and everything for the algorithm, please. Just a reminder because we really appreciate that and it helps our channels grow.
Yeah.
Totally.
So do we want to hop into State of the Galaxy?
Yeah. State of the galaxy. So what's whoa? We're in the state of the galaxy.
Oh man. Yep.
Madness.
We're
Uh,
here.
we are indeed. Here, let's hide my toolbar here. Oh, look at that. All kinds of fun
Oh.
things. Okay. Here we are. So,
hmm
and everyone we got that recorded, so we're good. So State of the Galaxy, lots of fun stuff going on here. Sarah, what were you hoping for State of the Galaxy? Like they were going to release more information about something. What ideally would have been released in your opinion?
I wanted more information on the gear crunch relief, whatever the next phase is of that.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for.
Do you feel like we got that information?
No, I feel like this. Okay, so my genuine reaction to this is that
Hmm.
this was supposed to be released last week, which we know because we saw the version of it before it was edited, um, and I think that they just like padded this to make it extra. Like it feels like it's just been padded with fluff.
A little bit. There's been
Um,
some fluff. There's some substantial information, but you're right. Little fluffy.
right. So I just feel like there's not actual meat to it.
That's fair. Oh, before we go on, I did want to just ask. You have a different background, Sarah. What's going on with your background?
Um, so I'm renovating right now. So for about a month, I'll be here and hopefully not sounding like garbage. So I'm sorry if I sound like garbage and it's a fishbowl, but
I don't
this
know.
is
Yeah. I don't think you sound like garbage.
all right. Let's hope it stays that way. I feel very
Literally never heard garbage that sounds like that.
all
So
right. Perfect. Perfect. So
I may have a small sample size though. I'm not sure. So stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. So temporary relocation for about a month.
Okay, cool. So,
Cool.
State of the Galaxy should be fun. Okay, one thing I always find interesting, they keep saying things like that, like so. They want to that they have our team has put together an ambitious plan for 2022 that seeks to keep this game exciting for many more years.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they also mention it like a lot.
Yeah, they really focus on the many more years.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I want this game to keep going. I mean, it's it. I'm actually making progress as a content creator for it, so I mean, it's nice to have that stability. Frankly,
Right. I think part of it is the fact that it is a mobile game that has lasted for over 6 years now.
it's awesome. How long have you played it?
Over five.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, like 5.5 almost, something like that.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I probably not quite at 5.5 years, but you know that's all right. You can outrank me. Okay, so otherwise, we have Oh yeah, you noticed something that I did, and I thought it was funny. And then they changed it. They edited it. You guys can see they edited it.
Yeah.
But what? So you want to tell people? I thought this was clever of you,
Yeah.
actually.
So they originally said that Conquest 13 would be starting next week. And so that's how you know right away that this was meant to come out last week before Conquest started. Obviously got
Hmm.
pushed back. My guess is that this got pushed. This was supposed to come out on Friday. That is my genuine guess. This was supposed to release Friday. The Grand Arena chaos ensued, and it got pushed back to this week. Yeah, so now it's been edited and it says Conquest 13 has begun. So
Oh,
they've realized what day it is and what's going on in the game.
that's fair. I had a chuckle. They called on their announcement for GAC.
Mm-hmm.
They called it, instead of like being canceled, they called it, we had to pause our our GAC. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like pausing it
wasn't
is just such an understatement. It's just like a
wasn't
panic delete button.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we had all of the rounds that quote unquote week happen, so it
Right.
wasn't really paused.
Right. Yeah. So okay, Ninth Sister is out. We're not going to touch the kit though. We what do you think,
Mm-mm.
Sarah? Do you like, can we just skip it actually? Because you cover that in your
My
podcast.
podcast. I haven't even looked at anything Ninth Sister related.
She's got the chin horns that from that guy in episode 7. Do you remember in seven they're at Maz Kanata's palace, and
Mm-hmm.
like the
Mm-hmm.
the like girl who's like hanging out like just on him or whatever, like he's just this big dude, and then
Yep.
she's like a first order informant. That's this,
Yes.
but that the big guy is the same species as this. So
Yeah. This is a girl. It
says
doesn't really
sister.
matter. I know it says sister, but
I mean, if I had to call this creature a girl or a boy, I would say a girl.
all right.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter.
She's a captain if she uses the United States military rank cylinders. So I don't know. Otherwise, I don't know what it would be. Anyways, Ninth Sister. She looks interesting. Part of the Inquisitor's squad.
Mm-hmm.
She's a tank.
All right.
Um,
They're
I
just
think the
rolling out the Inquisitors really quick.
Yeah, well, it's like so. Iden Versio's announced, and then the very next week we had Second Sister. Then the very next week we had Tie Interceptor. Now we have Ninth Sister. So that's
Mm-hmm.
4 weeks in a row that we've had a new character kit.
This is very reminiscent of like the old Republic marquee,
Hmm.
just spamming it.
Yeah, I personally really like that, but I know that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people feel like they can't ever get caught up. And would you consider yourself in that group of like it's hard to keep up with all of the madness?
It's definitely hard I mean,
That's what she said.
fair. I almost feel like it's worse now in a way because they are so accelerated in how quickly you can farm them.
Okay, that's fair.
Whereas like beforehand, and that sounds really weird to say, but beforehand, because it took a longer time for them to be released into the hollow table so that you could actually start farming them. By the time they actually got there, you were probably done working on what you were working on beforehand. So you could, or you were very close to it. Whereas now, like we have 3 of the last marquees that were released are farmable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not touched a single one of them.
Oh, all right.
So
Did you apply your Omicron to Kyle Katarn yet?
no, no, I did not.
Good, excellent. Yeah, because I was telling you that story. Someone was saying how they applied their, like, there's 2 people in their guild who applied the Omicron to Kyle Katarn at 3 stars, and it's like the Omicron doesn't give him 4 more stars.
No,
So
it doesn't work yet.
yeah, it's like you could use them on 3 different phases in Hoth.
Oh, jeez.
Yay.
Oh,
Anyways, so yeah, there's new ships, and I know
there's
that you hate ships, but there's new ships.
there's new ships. I do hate ships, but you know what? I have been beating the drum so long that we needed tanks for First Order and Resistance, particularly the Resistance Bomber, which I'm annoyed that they did not name the Resistance Bomber, but that's what it is.
What is it? It's called a Star Fortress.
Yeah, it's so lame. Call it the Resistance Bomber.
A Star Fortress SF-17. Like, why is it?
It's the Resistance Bomber.
Why is it? This designation is madness. MG-100 Star Fortress SF-17.
I mean, if the last ship that they just told us about, Tie-In Interceptor, didn't tell us anything, it's that they are really great at naming ships.
They're really good at it.
They're awesome.
I'm gonna pretend like the SF is for science fiction.
All right,
So it's a
sci-fi.
Star Fortress science fiction.
All right.
All right, yeah. So one interesting thing about them that I didn't mention in my like recap video here too that I noticed though is I think they're probably going to be pilotless ships, which means the executor can ignore them and maintain his dominance.
Ooh, I didn't think of that. That's gonna be annoying.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe. Well, I mean, I think that they just said straight up like they're not trying to change that.
Right.
Frankly, like they don't want these guys to come in and mess with executor.
Hmm.
Uh, they just want these guys to. I love the verbiage of this. I don't know. In my recap video, I've talked about it a little bit too. Just they're like, oh, Houndstooth isn't available now, so these guys suddenly need a tank. I'm like, they've needed a tank way before Executor came out and Houndstooth went
Houndstooth
away.
hasn't been available for any fleet since the introduction of Houndstooth.
Right, Houndstooth has always just been on the best fleet. So
Exactly.
yeah, so we're getting. I was kind of. I'll be honest. I was kind of hoping for Rose's hot sister to be the pilot.
Have another marquee
I'm down. Like, just call her. You know.
Paige.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure her name is Paige.
We could just do. I think you're right. It could be Tico, and then in parentheses the way they do.
Hmm.
Rose's hot sister. You don't have to. Paige is also fine.
Rose could be the co-pilot.
We'll take a page from your book and do it that way.
Ah, perfect.
Cool. So we don't have much more time here,
All right.
actually. So the Conquest updates. I mean, you've been making videos on Conquest, so we don't need to talk about Conquest itself. But the
Mhm.
shards of all the different Conquest characters are, they're all kind of getting shuffled down, and now they're going to be like farmable pretty soon. Like Razor Crest is going to get pushed out about a month from now to be actual farmable. How do
Mhm.
you feel about that?
I don't. I'm not surprised by it. Like they flat out said when Conquest first rolled around, which was a year ago in March, that it would take about a year until you saw the character from Conquest move to a farmable location in the holotable. So they're sticking to their word on what they said a year ago.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really interesting thing because Razor Crest has been the limiting factor for a lot of accounts to get
Mhm.
Executor. And like it's just really tough to farm Razor Crest
Yep.
on like an account that's less than 4 million because you can't get Red Crate at all. You can't even come close, and so you can't get as many things, as many tokens or whatever to be able to cash in for Razor Crest. And so, like people have made the argument that Cat and Razor Crest and stuff are pay to play characters actually instead of like they're free to play if you're in the moment and you have the right roster for it. But otherwise, like you can't actually get Cat right now without spending. I mean, it takes forever to farm her
Right. I think
through
that's
these things.
I think that's going to be the point of all of these Conquest releases.
Yeah, stay up on it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, spend $10 every month to be able to stay up on it, and yeah, they're incentivizing us. It's just interesting, is all.
Hmm. Absolutely.
What's the meta with you? So they talk for a while about how all the different power tiers are.
Hmm.
They don't want marquees to beat Journey Guide teams. They don't want Journey Guide teams to be Galactic Legends, and they especially don't want Galactic Legends with their Conquest counterpart to ever lose. And from that I take, I think we have 3 months. I think the next thing that they announce is going to be a Conquest counterpart
For the Galactic Legend.
for a new Galactic Legend. I think we have 3 months till it's announced, or maybe even earlier that it's announced, and then they just slow roll the requirements out, etc.
Mhm. I don't think they'll announce it. They're not going to announce it very. I mean, if they're smart, they wouldn't announce it before the end of Conquest 15.
Enter cue all the people listening saying, "Well, ZG isn't smart."
I just mean like if you have the end of Conquest 15, so we're in 13 right now, so that's going to take us to sometime in April. May would
Mhm.
be when we get a new character. You're not going to unlock that character if it's a Galactic Legend counterpart until the middle of July. So if
Right.
that's when you're unlocking them, that's when you would want the Galactic Legend to be released theoretically at the same time. So you don't do what you did with Lord Vader and Maul.
Okay.
Because Maul was you knew when Lord Vader released that Maul was the counterpart, so no one really rushed. At least the experience that I saw was people weren't rushing for Lord Vader because you couldn't get Maul right away.
I guess. I mean, I thought Lord Vader was going to be good. He's still okay without Maul. He's okay-ish.
Right.
But people call him Lord Failure, even though people fail on him all the time. There's failure involved at least.
On one side of the holotable.
Right. And then there's a whole big list of them talking about what about Omicrons? How do they balance things out? How does bad defense penetration fit into all of this
Mm-hmm.
and stuff? Okay, so this part is the most interesting. So we did get a tiny bit, just a little blip. So they're still working on the next phase of gear intervention. So they haven't forgotten you, Sarah.
No, they have not. Not yet.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad they didn't. Now, let's shall we go kill the Reek?
Yeah. Let's kill the Reek.
Cool. Oh yeah, so before we go there, what rating would you give this road ahead? Is this good? Did they do a good job? Does it suck? Is it annoying?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't know. Make up your own ranking system and explain it to
Is
us.
it the Canadian grading system or the American grading system?
We probably don't want anything to do with the Canadian one. I think I speak for most of us. So,
On a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, this is like a 6. Like it's barely a pass.
oh really?
Yeah.
Canada, this is that's like 60% is like an A, isn't it?
No, man, that's like a solid D,
Okay,
D plus,
D plus ish.
D plus. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Why is it
this,
that bad? Why does it suck?
I just feel like a lot of it was padded info that it's all info I don't think that the player base was really crying about or wanting.
Okay. I thought it was okay.
I don't think it's uninteresting.
All
I just
right.
think it's bland.
I think the biggest thing for me was the bombers. I just like the ships. It's music to my ears.
Hmm.
They released one, and that was Razor Crest, one ship, all of last year that wasn't a capital ship, and that to me
Yes.
that was very important. So yeah,
Hopefully, this means we'll actually be able to field all of the capital ships with full fleets.
hopefully
We'll see.
we will. All right, let's go kill. I keep wanting to say go kill Cam.
No, we're not killing Cam. We're going to kill the Reek.
Very good. Okay, so we're here. We might need to readjust where our faces are,
Yeah.
but all right, opening moves here.
Oh, look at that.
Slow motion Django.
Oh, come on. Burn. This is like, he's been a super pyro today for me.
Yikes. Okay, so where
Yeah.
do you need? Do you need me?
Yikes.
I guess I can shrink my own screen here. My face. Does that sound good?
Shrink you a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I've done been shrunk. Now remember this is all relic, really low relics. So what? So you're the Reek Whisperer though. What do we need to do next? What do we need to do here?
Okay. So you're targeting a B2, correct? Yes.
I am.
All right. So let's form up, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Cool.
Okay.
So you're going to pass the turret to Echo on the far right.
Very good.
Oh, man.
Take that, Jingo.
Okay. Throw the bomb. Okay. How many stacks does that bottom B2 have?
3.
Okay. So do the event special on herself.
All right.
And then use his special and call shock to assist. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh boy. Son of a.
Rough start.
Cool. Super rough. That healing immunity sucks.
Do we need to wristwatch?
I don't want to because you don't have form up available if Django burns again.
Okay.
So I'm inclined to just basic that B2 right now.
This is basic. All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
Basic to B2.
B2. Oh man.
Take him out.
Take him out. Of
Oh,
course. Man. Of course.
Uh-oh. Are we screwed?
We're probably screwed. So you're gonna hit Django, basic him. This is not good. Turret to Rex, I guess.
I guess you were right, though. He did set us on fire.
I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like I would wristwatch herself and get speed up. I feel like if you had cleansed it, then maybe he wouldn't have. I don't know. He's being a jerk today.
Shoot Django.
Shoot Django, which sucks right now, by the way.
Shoot him again.
Shoot Django, yeah. Unbelievable. So I would form up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the form up do for us?
Gives you
this more turn
tenacity.
meter.
Yeah. Well,
Gotcha,
you can't
yep.
gain turn meter because you're
right,
all
right.
trampled, but you get tenacity up. So if he decides to be a pyro again, so I would heal Rex now. Wildly helpful. The Reek's gonna go anyway. Oh, this is so annoying. I would target the Reek. You might as well at this point, and turret to Rex again.
Why are we hitting the Reek?
Because
my face is frozen, by the way. But
your face is frozen.
It's
Because
okay.
Arc can do a significant amount of damage or more damage to him than Shock and Rex can.
Okay.
Which is annoying because he's also the one that can damage Django. But
Basic.
on Django, you don't basic the Reek with Rex.
Oh, right.
Not now. Okay.
Pretty soon Rex won't do anything.
Pretty soon he will not. Django's gonna go next. I would hit the Reek again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty miserable run, to be totally honest with you. So
Target Jingo and do this on her.
yep.
To the...
So much protection on the Reek. Oh my goodness. I would basic Django and save his aerial assault, Rexolate, whatever you want to call it.
Rexecute, got it.
Rexecute.
Do the shoot Reek again.
Shoot Reek, turret to Rex. Rex is gonna die. I would basic. Okay.
No!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, and he got all his protection back. Dear Lord.
Oh man. I mean, you can basic. This is probably one of the worst runs I've had today.
Sorry. And now it's live. So.
And now it's quote unquote live. Let's wristwatch herself. This is just a loss though.
Well, it's gonna be a loss with that attitude.
I mean, if Shock can take down the Reek here, I'll be very impressed.
Go for it, Shock. Oh, damn it all.
So, what was that? 2 rockets in the run?
Yeah, at least.
I guess it's recorded, so it doesn't matter. 2 rockets, a bunch of burning.
All right, let's get over to your channel, shall we? We'll do.
I'm so sad.
We're gonna do a cam mission without me changing my mods on my main account, guys. It's gonna be epic. So go over to Sarah's channel, guys. Go to Sarah's channel.